Hey guys, there's a new video essay that I made about streaming, changing, and affecting and potentially ruining the music industry up on my main channel. Tap this card in the corner of the screen to go see that, or else tap the annotation at the end of the video. Hey everyone, John from Beyond ARTV. It's time for another installment of News It or Lose It, where I take a music news story and of course weigh in with my opinion. And today, up on the chopping block, we have Nicki Minaj. I want to open this video with a little story, a little reminiscing. Back in kindergarten, first grade, I played on the soccer team. It was at the local YMCA. Now, I, of course, was jealous of all of the people who were much better than me, much bigger than me, much more athletic. I didn't exactly know what I was doing, but I knew that I wanted to win, and I knew that I wasn't exactly on the most winning team because, let's just be honest, a lot of times the coaches would get together and put the best players all on one team. I was jealous of that coach's team, and I wanted to be number one. And in my jealousy, I would lash out, I would do my little tantrums, whatever I would do. And then I quickly grew out of that once I had a little chat with my parents and kind of got put in my place, realizing that you don't always win. You're just in it because you're supposed to enjoy what you do. Now, why did I just spend the time telling you that story? Do you see the correlation between what I just said and what's going on with Nicki Minaj right now? The anger, the upset feelings that she's having, everything like that, because her album Queen didn't debut at number one. She's throwing an absolute hissy fit over on Twitter, going insane about all of these theories as to why Queen didn't land at number one. You're 35 years old, Nicki Minaj. 35, and you're lambasting Travis Scott and others all over Twitter, whatever form of social media you can, just to get some attention and try to take away from the fact that Travis Scott had the number one album for 2 weeks. Was I a huge fan of either of those projects? Not necessarily. I think overall I did like Travis's album better, but I was kind of pleasantly surprised at some of the songs on Queen. Number two is a position that so many people would kill to have. And Nicki, you've had number one before in the US, and in fact, you've stated, I don't know if this is true or not, that your album Queen broke some sort of record for being number one in over 80 different countries. If that's true, then why not revel in that success? Oh, I know, it's because you're jealous and you can't stand the fact that somebody beat you. Now, the whole problem here is that Minaj is beating down Scott because he used weird tactics, talking about his giveaway that he was doing for fans who were streaming the album, bundling things up so that they could come see, obviously, himself, Travis Scott, his fiancée, Kylie Jenner, and their daughter, Stormi, out on tour. Oh, wow, maybe if I stream the album, I'll have a chance to do that, or if I bundle things up, then I'll get a meet and greet. It's something that tons of people do. In fact, I did a whole video on this recently with the whole way that things are bundled, and it's not exactly new. It's been going on for well over a decade now. In fact, Minaj used the exact same tactics to try and get people to buy Queen because she has a tour with Future. How in the hell are you going to slam someone for doing a promotional tactic like this, and you did the same thing that you're upset about? It makes you sound so damn stupid, so conceited, so just unnerved by the fact that you somehow didn't get number one. And you didn't miss it by that much. Industry forecasts showed it being a lot bigger of a gap. You should be grateful for the fact that you actually got within 20,000. And if you want to know why the sales plus streaming units actually were so close, it's because Nicki got so worried midweek that on Tuesday, she literally added the collab song that she did with 6ix9ine, Fifi, to the track listing of Queen. Think about that. She talks about how she poured her blood, sweat, and tears into the making of this album, and I don't see how that's exactly a good point. I mean, don't most artists actually try to take their time to craft something? Especially Astroworld, which literally took years to make for Travis Scott. It was actually pretty impressive overall. Even if I didn't think it was that great of a landing, it still had the ambition. Why tear him down? Why try to tear into somebody to try to find a fault with something just to say that your thing was better? But you literally had to add that song that wasn't even your song to try and make the album debut higher. It's just fucking pathetic, if you ask me. Now, I've never been a big fan of Nicki Minaj. In fact, a lot of you guys watching this video probably know that. But I always try to look at the music different from the person if I can, but a lot of times Nicki's personality bleeds into it. And now, she's not only taking swings at those things, using all of these tactics to try and get her album even higher on the charts, she's literally slamming Spotify for saying that they suppressed her album, essentially. That's when some of these YouTubers, it's like the same thing when they come through and say, oh, YouTube's suppressing my channel, YouTube's trying to kill my channel, and the point that gets brought up more often than not is like, are you sure? Or maybe people just don't care about watching your stuff all that much anymore. And it's not that Nicki doesn't have her devoted fan base. I mean, she had a very large debut still with Queen. It's just something where you literally just sense that jealousy coming out so hard, and she's fighting so hard because she knows people like Cardi B are coming for the title of Queen of Rap. And she knows that she can't hold on to that because her relevancy is fading, so she's having to pull every trick out of the hat. And as she does so, she starts playing all these wild cards, saying all of these things that she cannot back up, claiming that Spotify is suppressing her and saying that they're punishing her because she debuted her album, at least a couple of songs early, over on Apple Music. It's a little bit sad and pathetic to see a grown woman fighting so hard and so desperately just to have a #1 album when she clearly did not have the #1 album. Travis Scott had such a huge debut, it was probably pretty clear that he was going to have a skyrocketing big second week, which was still one of the biggest weeks of the year overall, even in its second week. Streaming changed things. You know how it is, Nicki. Stop trying to blame everybody else. Tearing into others and making excuses is no way for an artist to conduct themselves or to put the blame on the fact that you debuted lower on the charts. It's just ignorant and it's petty, and I read this and I honestly got heated over it because it's just so stupid. It's so pointless too. Imagine caring so much about the #1 spot that you have to have a tantrum online to try and rally up your fans when it's going to change nothing. Do you think that Billboard are just gonna rewrite history for the sake of, oh, Nicki wanted #1? How many artists and bands do you think wanted #1 over the years but didn't get it? Did you see Maroon 5 writing a letter to Linkin Park back in the day when they got blocked by literally less than 1,000 copies saying, we demand a recount? It's just, it's fucking stupid, man. There's a lot of different things that are going on, and I know there's a lot of discussion to be had. It's an interesting situation. And I know people are going to try and bring this up, but it has nothing to do with Nicki's gender. It has nothing to do with her race. Stupid is stupid, and this is stupid. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. Drop a like on the video while you're here. And if there's other news stories that you want to see me cover, then drop a comment down below leaving a suggestion. That was a lot to get through, but that is my honest opinion and take on the situation, guys. Let me know what you think tastefully, respectfully in the comment section down below, because I'm sure there's got to be a flood of comments from the Nicki Minaj super hardcore fans. Anyways, guys, if you want to see my thoughts on Queen, then tap here, another recent video here. Other than that, I'll see you soon on Beyond ARTV.